Okay, all right. Thanks you guys for coming. This really means a lot to me. So when Stephen brought up the idea of presenting a seminar, nutrition was the first thing that came to my mind. Nutrition is a big part, something I really focus on and something everybody should really focus on. If you want to see results, nutrition is the key to this. So whether you want to lose weight, put on muscle, feel better, have better sleeps, improve your confidence, it all starts with what you're putting in your body. So again, thank you guys for coming. If you have any questions at the end or anytime throughout, just ask away. Okay, so our love and need for healthy food. So what we eat affects how we feel, how we look, how we act, and both internally and externally how our bodies function. Food should make us feel good and should, can you all see it? And should nourish our bodies. If you're eating too little or too much, the health and the quality of your life can be affected, leaving you with a negative feeling towards food. So by following a healthy and well-balanced nutrition, you'll be able to control impulsive eating, binging, weight gain, and unhealthy weight loss. By taking charge of your nutrition, you will change the way you feel and look at food, and you will experience high levels of energy as well as improvements in your mood, and you'll think more clearly. So what does well-balanced nutrition look like? So this is choosing healthy foods from the 4 different food groups. So this is the Canada Food Group Guide. So it's choosing fruits and vegetables, protein, dairy, carbohydrates, and healthy fats, as well as eating your favorite treats and snacks in moderation. So many people think healthy eating has to be complicated. It doesn't at all. A lot of people think once you eat a healthy diet, you have to cut everything out. That's not the case at all. If you're just watching your portions, watching the healthy food you're eating, you can still enjoy your food and your snacks in moderation. So what factors affect our eating habits? So biology factors, so hunger, appetite, and taste. So the central nervous system is involved in controlling the balance between hunger, appetite, stimulation, and food intake. So when our bodies are hungry, it often tells us to eat, your stomach growls. So hopefully, for the most part, we're eating. So what we're having, what we're in the mood for, that's what our appetite's feeling, as well as taste. This is a huge factor. If something's not going to taste good, you're probably not going to eat it. So if something tastes good, you're going to eat it. So that's a huge factor affecting our choices in food. Economical factors, that's cost, income, availability of foods. So often the time you go and look at McDonald's, it's usually 2 burgers for $5. Unfortunately, if you go to the grocery store, a thing of spinach is $5. So the cost for healthy food is a bit more, and having the income to be able to afford that food, as well as the availability of food. Physical factors, so this is your access, your education, skills, and time. So this is being able to actually get to the grocery store and buying healthy foods. Half the time, a lot of people, if you don't have access, you're going to go for something that's easier. This is your education. So you guys are all here, hopefully to learn some things about nutrition. So just knowing what you're eating, and again, portion sizes is a huge part, being aware of that. Skills, so if you're able to cook, if not, a lot of the time people will often opt for things that are easy and quick. And then time, again, that's just something quick. So taking time to be able to prep your meals, this is going to change your life. Social factors, so this is the culture, family, and friends. We all have grown up eating different things. We're introduced to foods at a young age, and we probably all still eat the foods as we grow older. So that's part of our culture, and then our family and friends, that's a huge factor. So if you go out with family and friends, you guys are going to be wanting to eat a good meal, a healthy or unhealthy meal sometimes. Try to opt out for something that maybe your friends aren't kind of persuading you to eat. Psychological factors, so mood, guilt, and stress. When we're sometimes maybe feeling stressed out or we're not in a good mood, you're going to go for something that's comfort food. So this is a huge factor in that. And when you're eating unhealthier foods, it's not going to make you feel better. When you're eating it in the moment, it will, but for the most part, won't after you eat it, causing you to feel guilty and stressed out more about the food you're eating. And then I just added a couple other factors. So this is athletic pursuits, marketing, and food allergies and sensitivities. So whether your goal, so for me, for instance, I'm on prep, so my diet right now is not a long-term sustainable diet, but I do have a goal in mind. Marketing is really good for this. You see it everywhere, and they're really good at making really good ads, especially for unhealthy foods. They make it always look so much better than it is. And then, of course, food sensitivity and allergies. You're not going to be able to eat everything because of that reason. So the 80-20 rule to live by. So this is the rule for nutrition. So the 80-20 rule is an approach to healthy eating, teaching you moderation, and indulging without feeling guilty. So this is a great way to look at nutrition. It's a less restrictive way. Sometimes if you're trying to eat healthy all the time, you're going to end up binging, and that's not good in the long run. So being able to have focusing on 20% of your diet, you're getting lots of water in, you're getting your nutrients and your vitamins in, and then still being able to enjoy those treats for 20% of your diet. I always like to say, don't do this weekly, do it daily. By the end of the week, if you feel like you're super restricted, comes the weekend, I feel like I've been so good all weekend, I'm going to binge all weekend. And that's obviously going to affect your goals. So looking at this daily. So the 80-20 rule for exercise. So you can't, unfortunately, outwork a bad diet. So if you go and kill it in the gym and you're going to eat something, I'm going to go have a pizza, you kind of just redid what you just worked on. So being able to have a good nutrition after working out, that's important. And especially if you're working out and you're more into exercise, your body needs more proper nutrition to be able to function, replenish itself, and to grow. So benefits of healthy and well-balanced nutrition. So these are just a couple that I've listed, but there are so many more reasons why that to live a healthy and well-balanced life. So preventing disease and infections. So when you're eating a full range of vitamins, nutrients, minerals, you're going to improve your immune system and even help with disease prevention such as heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and stroke. It's going to help to control your weight and build muscle. If you change up your lifestyle to a healthy and well-balanced one, this will shed the weight as well as maintain it over time. And if your goal is to build muscle, high protein is a way to be able to do this. So focusing on high protein meals and nutrients-dense foods will help build that muscle. You can improve your mental health. So ensuring you are taking the right mix of vitamins and minerals will help ease symptoms of depression and anxiety. You've all probably heard the saying, you are what you eat. This is 100% true. So if you're fueling your body with unhealthy foods, you're going to feel that in the long run. But if you're focusing on eating good food, you're going to be fueling your body and your brains with nutrient-dense foods, and this is going to leave you feeling energized, feeling good, and can help improve brain function. The wrong kinds of food will make you feeling, again, lethargic and maybe even more moody. And this will increase your energy, help you sleep better, improve your memory, improve your digestion, build strong teeth and bones, and keep your hair, nails, and skin glowing. The list goes on. All right, macronutrients. So commonly referred to as macros, they are a dietary component that includes carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Our bodies need these nutrients in large amount in order to function properly, hence the word macros. These three nutrients should be the bulk of the meals we consume for various roles for our health. So providing energy for the central nervous system, maintaining and building muscle mass, protecting our organs from injury, promoting proper growth and health, and supporting our immune system. So the calories are in the corner here. So you can see that fat is the higher calorie macronutrient. So for 1 gram of fat, it's 9 calories, and for carbs and protein, it's 4 per 1 gram of each. So carbohydrates. So many people are often confused and afraid to eat carbohydrates. There's so many trendy diets out there, it's hard to know what to do, whether it's low carb, no carb, high carb, it's very overwhelming. And a lot of people associate carbs as bad and as weight gain. And that can be the case, depending on the amount you're eating and the sources you're eating. So being mindful of just portioning out the carbs you're eating, as well as opting out for healthier sources. So there's 3 different varieties of, carbs come in 3 different varieties of forms, and these are sugars, fibers, and starches. So the healthier carb sources are minimally or completely unprocessed foods, so that's whole grains, fruits and veggies, beans, rice, and potatoes. The list, again, still goes on. There's so many options of healthy carbs. So carbs, getting into it, so sugars are a simple carb. They're quickly broken down by the body, resulting in high blood sugars, leaving your blood sugars high, which quickly then drop. So if you go and eat a chocolate bar or something that has lots of sugar in it, you're going to be hungry within 45 minutes to an hour. So starches, these are complex carbs. So containing vitamins and minerals, starches are broken down slowly in the blood, leaving slowly in the blood, leaving the blood sugars stable and keeping us full for longer. So if you're going to go and you eat like potatoes and rice, you're going to feel full for longer. So again, there's some examples of some starches. And then fiber. Fiber is, again, a complex carb that our body cannot break down. Most of it passes through our intestines, stimulating and aiding digestion. It also helps regulate blood sugar and lowers cholesterol, and again, makes us feel full for longer. The recommended dose of fiber is 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day, and unfortunately not everybody actually gets this in a day. So protein. One thing I cannot stress to people is eat your protein. If you want to build muscle, you need the protein, especially post-workout. This is a great source of energy as well as just helping your cells in the body. So there are 10,000 different proteins found in virtually every part of our body. So it's very important for all of us. It keeps us full for longer, aids in digestion. It's a great source of energy. It regulates hormones, carries oxygen through the blood, and it supplies your body with the nutrients it needs. So crucial again protein is crucial for protein and muscle, for growth and development. It's important for strong bones and health and our ligament health. Unlike carbs and fat, our bodies don't create protein, so it's important to give your body protein throughout the day because it doesn't have anything to draw from. So making sure you're getting more protein and your body's going to use that. So the recommended dose is 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per body weight. Again, depending on your goal, you're going to have less or more, but having more protein is definitely good. Too much protein actually can get stored as fat, so try not to overdo protein because it can kind of be like not good having too much. So it is composed of amino acids, which is the building block of protein. There are two amino acids, essential and non-essential. Non-essential means that our body produces these proteins, so we don't need to get them through our diet, and non-essential are proteins that you need to get through your diet. Okay, true or false? People lose roughly 3 to 8% of muscle mass each decade after the age of 30. True or false? True? Yes. Good. So it is very true. So why this happens, it is called sarcopenia. And it is an involuntary loss of muscle mass that happens as we age. And it affects our muscle mass, our strength, and our muscle function. With this, there's lots of increases of injuries and falls just because as our body and our muscles are weakening, you're more at risk for falls and injuries. So a decrease in muscle mass is accompanied by a progressive increase in fat accumulation in and around the muscle cells. Bone density decreases and joint stiffness increases. So ways to prevent this: eat your macros and your micros, make sure you're eating healthy, try to avoid unhealthy foods and opt for healthy ones. Weight train regularly, so work out lots, and increase your daily activity. Go for walks and hikes. Just get your heart rate up, keep your body strong and moving. Fats. Okay, fats always get a really bad reputation, mainly because they are the highest highest in calories of the macros, and there are so many unhealthy fats, but that being said, there are so many healthy fats. And again, just like carbs, it's the type and the amount that you are eating that you really have to pay attention to, because if you are eating too much of the unhealthy fats, unfortunately, it will store as fat in the body, as well as just not be good for the body, and a lot of other reasons. So fat is an essential fatty acid which the body cannot make itself. Fat helps absorb fat-soluble vitamins. It's stored for energy, it cushions and protects our vital organs, and it keeps our bodies warm. As well, it is very important for hormone production and regulation. So the 4 different types of fats: there's saturated fats, trans fats, monounsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats. So saturated fats, these are found in animal based foods as well as tropical oils. So there are no double bonds, meaning they can compact together, becoming solid at room temperature. So an example is coconut oil. This is a saturated fat. It's a hard fat. It comes hard. You can obviously melt it down, but it comes solid. In large amounts, saturated fats is known to increase cholesterol levels and increase risk for heart attack. So these are some examples. if you can see them all. So saturated fats, too much of them can be bad for your health, but if you have enough of them or don't overboard with them, they can actually be good for your body, your health as well too. Trans fats, so these are naturally occurring fats that are produced in the gut of some animals and foods made from these animals. So depending on the animal byproduct, they may contain small quantities of fats. Artificial trans fats are created in industrial processes that adds hydrogen to liquid vegetables, oils to make them more solid. So trans fats can raise your bad cholesterol and lower your good cholesterol. So these are the bad fats that we want to avoid. Consuming trans fats is known to increase your risk of developing heart disease, stroke, and it can often be associated with type 2 diabetes. So alternatives to replace trans fats. So choosing lean meats and poultry without skin. Prepare your meals in liquid oil, so olive oil, canola oil. Again, if you're using coconut oil and stuff like that, measure it out. 5 grams of coconut oil is a lot. You don't need much more than that. Consume more fish, nuts, beans, and legumes. Read nutrition facts and labels on the products you buy and look for the partially hydrogenated oils. I always have a hard time saying that. So this is the trans fats that they just kind of hide it in there so it gets you to buy the products because you're like, oh, this has no trans fats. That's what you actually want to look for. And try to replace them with the monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. All right, so mono and polyunsaturated fats, these have beneficial effects on your body. Monounsaturated fats are molecules that have one unsaturated carbon bond, and the polyunsaturated have more than one. So these are always liquid oils. So they can help reduce cholesterol levels in your blood, which can lower your risk of heart disease and stroke. They play an important role in brain function and other health of our body cells. Okay, so omega-3 fatty acid. These are polyunsaturated fats, also essential, meaning you need to get them from your diet as our bodies don't make these. So the American Heart Association recommends eating at least 2 servings of fish. Salmon is a really great source of omega fatty acid. So trying to get salmon in or some other kind of oily fish in your brain and your weekly diet is really, really good for improving your heart and brain function. It decreases liver fat and it can fight inflammation. So again, there's some examples. Sorry. So omega-6 fatty acids, these are, again, polyunsaturated fats. These are essential fat again. They help stimulate hair and skin growth, and they maintain blood health, regulate metabolism, and they maintain the reproductive system. But they can actually, having too much of omega-6s can trigger inflammation. Omega-9s, these are monounsaturated fats, and they are not produced. They're non-essential, so they are produced in the body. They can control and maintain our cholesterol levels, enhance brain function, and support heart health. And those are some examples of fatty acids. So ways to add more monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. So go for nuts and seeds over a muffin or a chocolate bar. Sometimes it's hard, but it's kind of being that mindset of what you're eating. Be mindful of the portions as fats, again, they are the highest in calories. So if you're able to portion out your nuts and your seeds, you don't want to overdo it because it can get up to hundreds of calories, which can, again, add up. Add more avocado to your meals. Add some salmon in, and replace butter and solid fats with liquid oils such as olive and canola. So micronutrients. Let's see where I am. These are vitamins and minerals that our body needs for energy production, immune function, and support growth, bone health, fluid balance, and several other processes are really the micronutrients are good for our body for. Our bodies need small amounts of these these vitamins and minerals, relative to macros, so that's why they're called micros. That being why humans, for the most part, we can't produce these vitamins and minerals. So again, these are essential, so trying to get them through your diet, as well as you can get them through vitamins, like actual little pill vitamins. A lot of people kind of opt for that because it is hard to sometimes get all of these in your diet. Water-soluble vitamins. Vitamins that dissolve in water and therefore are known as water soluble. They're not easily stored in your body and can be flushed out through urine when you have too much of them. So these are just all of the water soluble vitamins that we need daily. You can see that they all relate to energy production. And then these are just some examples, same examples, but the amounts, so the milligrams that we need as adults, and then the different sources that you can get the water-soluble vitamins from. Fat-soluble vitamins, these are vitamins that should be often taken alongside with a source of fat. That way you know they're absorbing into your body. After consumption, fat-soluble vitamins are stored in your liver in your fatty acid for future use. So these are the 4 main ones that we should be getting throughout the day. Again, some sources that you can get them from and the amount that we need. So you can see that we need more of these vitamins opposed to the water-soluble ones. Macro minerals. So these are minerals that we are needed in larger amounts. So these are just some important ones. So calcium, magnesium, sodium. Some of these ones, not a lot of people get in, so just being able to add these in through some of these sources here. As well, you can see the milligrams are a lot higher compared to trace minerals, which I'm going to talk about next. So the trace minerals, these are just minerals that we need in smaller doses compared to the macro minerals. Some of them actually, if you have too much of them, they can be not beneficial to your body, especially iron. They have negative side effects if you have too much of them. All right, drink your water. I always tell people whenever somebody, I have a headache, I don't feel good. Did you have enough water today? That's my go-to, and half the time, most of the reason it could be. So these are just some examples of why we need to drink water, why it's important for your body. So saliva, the main component of saliva, it includes small amounts of electrolytes, mucus, and enzymes, and it is essential for breaking down food and keeping your mouth clean. I'm not going to go over all of them because there are a lot, but it's important for fighting off diseases such as kidney stones, urinary tract infection, constipation, exercise-induced asthma, and hypertension. Kind of flushes everything out as you keep your body regular with water. It just flushes everything out. When you're working out, you actually should be drinking more water in a day too, because you are sweating it all out, making sure you're replenishing your body with with that water. So a lot of people, so the recommended dose is 100 to 125 ounces per day. So this is a 25-ounce bottle, so we should be drinking 4 to 5 of these a day. So a lot of the time people drink 1 or 2, so get up your water. Yes?
45 of them?
4 to 5, sorry. You can do that. You'll be peeing a lot. But yeah, 4 to 5, sorry. So yeah, making sure just to up your water. You're going to keep your skin, your hair, your nails glowing. It's going to aid in your digestion. You're going to just feel better. Your mood's going to increase. Your metabolism can increase. The water can get your metabolism going. Okay, sodium. Sodium also has a bad rep and can be confused by a lot of people. So the human body needs sodium to conduct nerve impulses, contract and relax muscles, and maintain proper balance of water and minerals. Too much sodium, however, is not good for the body. So it can attract water to the bloodstream, which can increase the blood flow and your blood pressure. So people often consume high sodium meals, so read your labels. A lot of soups, unfortunately, like tacos, mixes, spices, sauces, all that stuff is high in sodium. So just making sure if you're making homemade meals, adding salt, adding pink Himalayan salt, not trying to go for high sodium meals. The Health Canada recommends that we consume 1,500 to 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. So that's roughly about a teaspoon. So tracking and portion control. This is a huge thing, especially when you're trying to reach goals, whether you're muscle building or trying to lose weight. So I brought a couple different, they're all over the floor, but I brought a couple different things that we can use to track. So you have our measuring cups. Of course, everyone knows what measuring cups are. We have our spoons, measuring spoons, and then we have our digital scales. Yeah, so all these ones are really good. I personally use this just because it is digital. You can change the unit, so it can give you grams, it can give you milliliters, ounces, pounds. It's a really good tool to use and they're very, very cheap. Kind of just keeps everything, your meals on track. And then as well, this picture, you can see just some different portion control examples. If you're out, you can kind of visualize or use your hands, I guess, to make sure you're getting all your healthy nutrients in. My FitnessPal app, I know I've introduced that to a couple of my clients. I've been using it the last 5 years. I think it's a really good tool to use. A lot of people can find it very tedious, and it really can be. So being more mindful of the portion controls you're eating. You can use smaller plates. That's also a really good way to kind of trick your mind into eating less portions. Still making sure you're getting the right amount of food in. So I always like to tell people, measure your protein at least. That way you're getting your amount of protein. Really just measure everything if you can, but protein is a good one to do. But again, you don't want to overeat with your carbs and your fats, which unfortunately can kind of come quick. And then check food labels, of course, too, on the products you buy. So what to look for on the label. So there's 3 different places of nutritional information that can be found on food products. So the first is the ingredient list. So that is this guy here. It's often on the side of products. Again, same where all the other ones are. So this is the ingredient of all the products that or all the ingredients that are in the product. The first ingredient on the list is always the highest, what contains the highest in the product. All added sugars are grouped together in brackets after the word sugars. So just looking at that, making sure that everything in what you're eating is nutritious and healthy for you. Nutritional facts. So this is on the nutrition. This gives us the serving sizes and at least 12 different nutrients. So check the serving size. If you have a box of cereal, so this is my example here. So box of cereal, the serving size of 1 is 30 grams or 1 cup. So if you can picture you're portioning out, this is a serving size. In the serving size, there's 180 grams of calories. There's 2 grams of fat, 35 protein, and 5 carb. And then these are all the other nutrients, sodium, potassium. So this is a serving size. We don't probably eat 1 serving size when you have a bowl of cereal. So just being more mindful of, if you have a scale, 30 grams, that's a serving size. Might be mindful of that. That's the serving size. If you're having 2-3 serving sizes in a serving, it's going to add up. And then these are the daily value percentage of the nutrients that we need in a day. And then the nutrient claims. This is often a statement on the package of a nutrient, such as low in sodium, low in fat, high in fiber. I always check the nutrition label with foods and products that have food claims on them. They might say low in saturated fat, but they might be higher in the total fat. So always just kind of look at it, be more mindful of that, know what you're reading and know what you're taking in. All right, so I just gave all this information to you, but where do you start? How do you start? Start with small steps. Add in water. Add in higher protein, just focusing on small steps rather than overwhelming yourself, because in the long run, if you're overwhelmed, you think it's too much, it's going to not be a long-term goal. So set realistic goals, avoid too much too soon, make a plan, stay consistent, log and journal your food. So you can use MyFitnessPal. That's a great way to journal and log your food, or you can just keep a note, keep your own journals of what you're eating, how it's making you feel. And of course, your goals. Do what works for you in your own lifestyle. So if you're super busy, again, tracking and measuring out all your food sometimes can be tedious and take a long time. Think ahead, plan ahead, do it before you go out. Kind of just do what works for you. Tweak things when needed. If something's not working, change it up. There's always a new way to find how to do something else. And believe in yourself. So everyone always thinks, I can't do it, it's too much, there's too much work. Everybody can do it. It's just a matter of getting down to it and working hard at it. Thanks, guys. Is there any questions? Yes, Stephen.
Thank you, Bree. That was very good.
Thanks, Stephen.
You covered a lot of ground.
Thank you.
A lot of ground, so that was awesome. Question is, you talked about time and convenience of getting food in, and that's why people tend to grab bad stuff more often because that's what's easy. What are do you have any recommendations for good snacks and on the go things?
Yeah. So there's like other healthier options, like Freshie is a good choice rather than going to McDonald's. They have lots of nutritious salads, wraps, stuff like that. You can get smoothies are really fast, booster juice, although they can be higher in fats. You can opt out for like different things in the grocery store. Like I know there's a couple different snacks, like Smart Sweets. If you're craving something good, getting better, getting those rather than like a full bag of candy. They just have lower sugar. Opting for water rather than juices and pops, that's a good way to do it. Does anybody else have any good options?
I would make a bunch of snacks before, like for example, my muffins.
Yes, healthy.
I mean, they are treats, but they're healthier treats.
Treats.
Banana, egg, oats muffins, which are really good, and then I have a pack of those. I can just grab my dog, keep them in the freezer.
Yeah, good. That's good. Protein balls, those are really good. Having like supplements, I know like protein supplements, you can have protein powder. It's a good way to get your protein in. It's quick and easy. Just keep it in your car on top of that. Brenda, did you have something?
Yeah, a good example. I'm at the arena doing screening in about an hour for about 8 hours tonight. I don't get any breaks, so I don't get my food. So before I left the house, I grabbed 4 bananas and cut up 2 apples.
Perfect. Yeah, fruits are good. They're quick and easy. Perfect. Yeah, veggies. Cut up veggies. Were you gonna say that? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and there's like like rice cakes are a good example too. I know those are lower, obviously better than chips, and they're a good source of carbs. Jess?
I like to buy the family size of the peanut M&Ms because then it saves on money. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Yeah.
If I have a specific goal in mind, say for example putting on muscle, with your the macros, is there a specific like time that would be more beneficial to my goals? Yeah,
so I would definitely say protein, definitely after carbs and protein after, as well as fats, a little bit of fats after your workouts. First thing in the morning, try to get all carbs, protein, fats, and micros in it. Kind of just wakes your body up, get your metabolism going. Get a great source of energy, all of them, so that way you're not super hungry by say 9, 10 o'clock, whatever you're doing. So having a bulk of all the carbs, macros first thing in the morning. Try to have your carb sources around your workout. Again, good source of energy, and then after they're going to replenish your muscles and all the glucose is going to go right to your muscles. And I would say for your fats, kind of have them throughout the day. You don't want to have them in too big of amounts because they can be really like bloating, can help you not help you bloat, can make you bloat, and can kind of be sometimes a lot for your digestion. So having your fats throughout the day in small doses, and then if you're having your snacks, you want to have like 10 to 15 grams, I would say, in your snacks of protein as well too, as well as you're getting your protein in. And yeah, is that good for that? Yeah. Good.
I have a question about like the oils. Is it, because you said olive oil and canola oil are what you should be kind of eating?
Yeah, like they're
Is that the same heated?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you should be cooking with those.
Yes. Yeah. They don't turn into. Right, Stephen?
Just make sure you're not using extra virgin olive oil. That you cannot cook with. Normal olive oil, you're okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought
because something makes it so that the smoke point of extra virgin is way lower, and as soon as you hit the smoke point, you've just ruined it and made your oil toxic, basically.
Okay.
A lot of people do that.
I do that.
Yeah.
Because I've heard of that before, but I never knew why.
You absolutely do not want to have smoky.
Because are they saying you should use avocado oil?
It didn't.
Avocado oil,
Yeah, macadamia nut oil is also, it's kind of hard to find, but I've heard that that's a good source to get too. Macadamia nut oil.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, that makes sense. They didn't mention extra virgin anywhere in any of like when I was like researching and stuff. It was all olive oil.
Yeah, my house has only extra virgin oil.
Yeah, don't cook.
And then what if it's like
that's for salad.
I don't cook with it.
Okay, yeah.
It's just like it's in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dog gets toxic food.
Yeah, all the most expensive ones happen to be the best ones to cook with.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Accessibility to that.
I have a question /tip. The 80-20 rule. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a good one because like people can for sure like just go like dial in on like only eating clean and then just go nuts on Friday
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are some like good strategies to like incorporate a little bit of like treating yourself in your day-to-day activity or day-to-day eating so that you don't go bananas on?
I would say, so coffee is one thing for me. I like my coffee sweet. So if you like your coffee sweet, don't like make that one of your restrictions. Add the coffee creamer. That way you're not going to be completely restricted that way. I mean, Starbucks drinks, don't go and get those sugary ones because those are crazy. You can add in like little pieces of like dark chocolate. That's really good. Like after your dinner, say before bed, you can have like a hot chocolate. I know a lot of people like to join hot chocolate at night. So, I mean, those aren't super bad for you and you're not restricting yourself. Adding in, say, something. This is a good question. I don't know.
I like your dinner example.
Yeah, something after at night.
Chocolate thing.
Yeah, because then you're kind of ending the day with like you're feeling good, and then you can still enjoy that little treat, and you're rewarding yourself after having a good day with your nutrition.
Yeah, I find after dinner too, like especially you get that the
craving.
whatever the cravings right
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
I don't like for breakfast. I never get it, but after dinner, when your body's slowing down, then it's like I keep a couple little small sweets around.
Yeah.
I'll have one or two after dinner.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need a bowl of ice cream.
Exactly, yeah. Like even like something like a small like Reese's cup. If you get like the little small ones, you can have a couple of those, or even just one of the cups. Like that's not gonna kill you. One of those is good at the end of the day. And yeah, if you're sitting at home, everyone's kind of home by the time and you're like craving something, that's just gonna help rather than go for a bowl of ice cream or a bag of chips. Yeah.
Just to Steven's point, like when I was in like powerlifting before I found out about the 80-20, like I would do like you said, like so strict during the week. By the time you got to Friday night, you're craving it so much.
Exactly, yeah.
And you have your cheat meal. Your cheat meal becomes, Friday and then Saturday morning. I ate shit like last night, so I might have some bacon this morning. And then Saturday night comes around, it's like, it's just a weekend anyways.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you do the 80-20 rule and allow yourself some freedom throughout the week, it I think prevents
Definitely
that kind of.
Yeah, because exactly. And the weekends sometimes come Monday, people are like, "Oh, I was bad all weekend. What's the point?" So just going throughout the day and looking at it daily rather than weekly, it's gonna help save you for sure. Yeah.
Is there like a time that you should like cut off eating in the evening? Because I always have this like image in my head that I'm gonna whenever I eat like after a certain time, I go to bed and then immediately it's like just storing it.
Right. I mean, it depends on, I think, what you're eating. Like, if you're eating your dinner late and it's like a healthy meal and fits into your macros, it's not going to be detrimental to your body. Actually, it was when I was doing some research, I found a study, and it was really interesting. It said that protein before bed actually can be really good for muscle building. So if you're eating a carb or fat dense meal before bed, you're going to probably wake up if you're going to bed super, super full, like you definitely don't want that. But give yourself like a little bit of time to let your food digest. But if you're eating something that it fits within your macros and it has healthy like micros and carbs, it's not going to be detriment to your goals.
I heard to a point that you made earlier, and I don't even know if this is true or not, but I heard from somewhere, just someone saying like, you said at the end of the day when you're kind of just sitting around and not really doing anything, that's kind of when you're most susceptible of like grabbing that bag of chips because you're not busy throughout the day. So I think that's where the idea came from, like don't eat after 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Like a banana at 7:30 is the same thing as a banana at 8.
Exactly.
And like you said, like just like knowing what you're eating and eating before bed, I don't know if this is bad, but I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But it's just knowing what you're putting into your body.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, like having a whole pizza. I mean, that's probably not going to be great for your stomach overnight, but yeah, banana is a great example because again, you're still getting your vitamins, you're getting your potassium and everything that you even will help kind of promote your sleep. Yeah.
Just the way you mentioned, see about it's almost like the bang for the buck. $5 will get you McDonald's or spinach.
Yeah.
I had to teach myself that $5 I could go and say Costco, get myself a $8 chicken. A whole chicken's gonna last me 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
Versus one time through the drive-through. Plus with that, you're also getting good protein, and it also mixes it with my basmati rice. So it kind of puts you towards meal prep. So like some people think, oh, I gotta get something really, really quick.
Yeah.
But you can actually go and find a good purchase.
Exactly.
It's still gonna give you what you need over a few days.
Yeah, buying in bulk is key. Go to Costco, get everything in bulk. You can get so much, and it's just going to save your money, save your time, save you from going to McDonald's and getting something that you're going to regret after.
Like that chili I just ate.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn that into a quick meal.
Exactly. Yeah, you prepped it, you took the time to make it, but then it's now you're full and you're full of nutrients.
That's right.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate everyone coming.